Hey, everybody's hi. That's a nice wave there, Gazbon. Thank you. Area manager, love it. Everyone's jumping on. Evening, everybody. There's Carol deep in the woods. I'm so looking forward to this training tonight. Maybe he'll come. All right. So we'll get started. We're on time. Okay. So very good evening, everybody. Can you believe it is Monday, the 21st of October? I know that on Saturday was 72 days left of this year, of this decade. I remember when it was a millennium. I remember I was going to be 28 years old and everybody was like stocking tins and cans and terrified that the world was going to come to an end. I don't know who anyone else remember that on this call when it was the millennium? It was like, seriously, people are terrified. And I remember having done a holiday in Taiwan, and they were already in the year 2099 or something, and they were like laughing at us, you know, white people, kind of like Western world getting scared of the year 2000. But we survived. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, it is changing all the time, isn't it? So, all right, we are week 4 of our 12-week sponsoring course. And we talk about timing. Oh my gosh, don't you just love it when you go for something and then things just happen to like work out? You know, when you go to buy all your products, let's say you go food shopping, and all of a sudden everything you want is on discount. You're like, oh my God, I was going to buy this anyway. But like that, when we come to sponsoring, and it's free as a PC, with an order of £100 SRP, it's free. As a consultant with 150 QV order, it is brilliant. So we have jumped on this bandwagon without even knowing, you know, when I first set this course. So week 1, it was myself talking about belly to belly, what to say, how to open, engage in people, how to follow up, short, sharp, sweet conversation. Then we had an incredible top sponsor of nations in the entire UK, the incredible Danny Wells, and she trained really, big up there. And Danny's training was all about how she has run a business purely online. Facebook has been her strength, and sponsoring everybody on social media. So again, then we had a panel board. So we had the top 4, which was Jade, myself, it was Danny and Laura. I know Danny's like, me again. And that was last week. And Gaz put his hand up, so you'll be on the next, I'm sure, the top sponsor in 2020. And then we have the one and only incredible AAC speaker training for us tonight, the amazing, gorgeous Executive Regional Vice President Carol Sutton-Houghton, who is on holiday with a family in the woods. So I know that, I mean, I'm like, we have never done this before. So the signal should be hopefully staying good. I'm actually, on that note, before my signal doesn't, I'm at my mom's on holiday. So Danny, I'm going to make you the host, and I'm going to do that now before I forget. So let me just go on to this quickly. Yeah, it's been a while since I've made somebody a host. I've kind of almost forgotten what to do. Hold on a minute. That one. Because invite. No, it's not that. Manage participants. That must be it. Yeah. Find a participant. So I want to. I think it is that one. More. Hold on.
Yeah, it's Danny. Go to manage participant, find Danny's name, and then next to Danny's name, it's got mute, and then it's got another thing that says more, and then in there you'll be able to add her as host.
Okay, so I've got more and make it. Thank you, Caroline. That got me. Yes, I do. Perfect. Danny, you are now hostess with the mostess. Thank you so much. So funny, because Carol said to me, Fiona, in case my link drops out, can you be my backup? I'm like, yes. And I have a backup who's Danny, in case my link at my mom's house in Scotland drops out. So talk about what do? We create everything without, even if we haven't got it set up, we do it anyway, okay? And sometimes you need to ride on that. Fingers crossed, we're all good. So with no further ado, incredible. As she says, ENVP on her screen there, which she will be. I'm going to pass over to Carol Sutton-Houghton. Thank you, my lovely.
Thank you. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
This business is incredible until you solely are relying on Wi-Fi, and then it's terrifying. And it brings me back to the days where those of you that have been in the business a while, every time I used to train, it used to freeze and I'd get palpitations. It was so annoying. So I've tested this out earlier with Vicky and everything went fine. But at any point, if anyone can't hear me, please pop it in the chat, because I will just keep talking and I won't know that it's gone wrong. So before we get started on what I'm going to do over the next, I'm hoping just 45 minutes, so we've got a little bit of a break before the 9 o'clock call, is take you first of all through the talk that I did, or training that I did at AAC, which was on how to serve and retain clients. And for me, you might be kind of thinking, right, well, I've heard this before. What's that got to do with sponsoring? But I talk quite passionately about this a lot, mainly in a closed group to the VPs, and then when I feel it's appropriate to my personal team members, that this is a relationship building business. I can't stress this enough. And so we've all built differently, and that's what I love as well. I've got a really weird spotlight on my head, so sorry, the light's proper strange. But Danny built online, but she still builds relationships before she sponsors people. She doesn't just sponsor people. It is a business building, relationship building business. And the way I have sponsored people is by building relationships, but lots of them have been my clients. I had a little count tally up, and so far over 3.5 years, 10 of my clients are now building businesses in my team, which I think is quite a lot. I don't know if that's quite a lot or not, but I do think that's quite a lot. Where was I going with this? So before I do my training, just one thing I want to make clear is kind of have a think about what type of person you are. Before you started your Arbonne business, were you the type of person that when you go on the school run, for example, you smile at everybody and you say hello, regardless of what is happening in your life? Or were you the type of person that is always busy? You've always got shit happening, you're, oh, woe is me. And anyone that comes into, contact with you knows about it. And before Arbonne, were you the type of person that was friendly and sociable and has people around your house? Do you stay in contact with your friends? Do you reach out to them on their birthdays? Do you make them feel special? Or have you kind of lost contact with all of those? And now that you've started Arbonne, you're kind of wishing you had. And it's just so that you can get to grips with what type of person you are now, because wherever you are at, it can change. And one of the books I highly recommend is How to Win Friends and Influence People. For anybody, if you haven't read that already, you need to read that, because it's just got top tips and basic tips on how to make people feel special. And I don't know if any of you want to pop in the chat. When you go to a shop or, at the high street, maybe it's a clothes store or anything, I don't know, where you regularly visit, why do you go back to that same shop? Pop it in the chat, because it's just really interesting to see, why do you revisit a specific place? It could be a restaurant, could be a pub. If you're not on Sober October, it's killing me today. Why do you go back? Okay, because I'm going to read them out. So, because they smile, positive experience, feel comfortable and happy, great service, friendly, isn't it? This is where we're going. Good chats. They love the product and the service. Great products. They're approachable. The brand. Enjoy being felt, being made welcome, quality of clothes. Love the gift wrap. Atmosphere. Okay, so there's a real common theme here. You enjoy how I feel when they go. None of the reasons why you are revisiting a certain place is because they didn't make eye contact with you and say hello, or you got rubbish service, you know, it's all because they've made you feel special, or the product or the quality of the service is incredible. And this is the kind of people we need to be. We are brand ambassadors at the end of the day. And every time you open the front door, it's kind of like showtime. That's how I see it. I am literally screaming at my kids sometimes before I open the front door. I know Danny does it a lot. We like always exchange jokes. And you know, it doesn't matter when I'm on the school run. The worst thing in the world could happen to me. I make eye contact with people. I smile. I say hello. I'm approachable, and I do those things so that when it comes to talking to them about the business, it's not kind of like, why is she talking to me now? Because I have always been that kind of person. And it's the same with parties. At the beginning, when I started my business, I didn't find it hard to ask people to host parties for me, because I was always the one trying to arrange parties anyway. I was always the one inviting people over for wine. We used to have this wine club where we would take turns hosting wine, and we'd all just take wine and drink. So if you are that person already, you'll find it easier to talk to people about the business and to invite people over to come and have a look. If you are not that type of person, what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't matter. You can change, because this is a business where you can learn the skills, and you can learn the people skills to become that person that makes other people feel special. So I'm going to screen share, hoping this will work. Oh man, see, I've got nothing up on here now. Okay, I'm just gonna, can I screen share even though I'm not the host? That's the first question. I don't think I can I? There's nothing up when I try to share. Just a second. I just press share and see what happens. Okay, what can you guys see? Can you see anything?
Yeah.
What can you see? My PowerPoint.
So we can see your slides, how to serve and retain clients, which will help in sponsoring.
Perfect. It's working. I'm so happy. Okay, so what I'm going to take you through, and it was only supposed to be 7.5 minutes, but it should hopefully take a little bit longer, and then I've got other slides afterwards, is what I trained on at AAC. And this is what I believe has got me to be able to sponsor my clients, but also to retain clients where I don't hardly have any preferred clients anymore. They all have consultants account, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm good at this bit. So this is what I'm going to talk about first. So back in 2016, I was a district manager of a team of 1. So some of you might relate to that. If you're a team of 1 at the moment, pop it in the chat, because it is quite normal. It's much better to complete district with a team, but sometimes when you order your products that you need for your business and you help a few people with product orders, you become a district manager. And I was every month smashing my 2,500 building block. For those of you that are new, to maintain your district manager title, you have to have 2,500 go through your shop every month to maintain your title. So I was doing that on product sales. And I truly believe this is because I looked after my clients really well. So I've got a couple of top tips, and I'm going to take you through them now. So top tip number 1 is, after a client purchases something from me, 2 days afterwards, I contact them and just get in contact with them, basically saying, have you received an order confirmation? Is everything seeming okay at the moment? Now, what this does is it builds up the client-consultant relationship straight away. I usually do this by WhatsApp or Messenger, and anybody that has day-to-day contact with me knows that I am all over voice messages, mainly because I actually have my keyboard in 2 languages on my phone. I have it in Spanish and in English, because I'm texting a lot in Spanish to my Spanish family, and I text a lot in English, and my typos are horrendous because I can't be bothered to check before I press send. So when I voice message, it's personal. They hear my voice, they hear my tone, and I do think voice message is the way forward, because not many people ignore me. They message back. What I say is something along these lines in my first message. Hi, Danny. I just wanted to reintroduce myself. My name is Carol. I'm your Arbonne Independent Consultant. Thank you so much for purchasing the RE9 set. I'm sure you'll love it as much as I do. Have you received your order confirmation yet? And then I tell them about my client page. They join it. And once they've joined it, I will tag them in appropriate posts depending on what they've ordered. Now, if you're brand new, don't worry about any of this. Just work with your sponsor and your upline to get your page running. And especially when you're sponsoring at the beginning, let your sponsor almost treat them like they're theirs. So they'll nurture and they'll nourish and nurture all of your team until you find your feet. Okay, 2 weeks after, you get in touch again. And this will be usually by Facebook or Messenger, and ask them how they're getting on. Are they happy with their product? Do they understand how to use it? Now, one thing I didn't mention in AAC, and Best completely checked it all and just said I didn't have to at the time. But one thing I always do check is, have they ticked the opt-in or opt-out? Now, this is on CRM, because you know that GPDR, I can never say it, thingy, where you can't just contact people unless they want it. Check if they've opted in or opted out, and depending on what they've done, you can contact them. If they've opted out, then that's a no-no. You can't really be bothering them about our offers. 2 months after their purchase, you need to contact them again, asking them if they need to reorder. Now, 2 months afterwards, especially if the RE9 set, I'll just say, you know, how are you getting on? Your cleanser must be, you know, halfway through. Do you want to get a spare set in the cupboard and you know, just in case you run out, or whatever it is, but you just keep the conversation flowing and be friendly with them. Okay. We have, oh, that's what I was going to say. Before we ever had CRM, I used to write in my paper diary. So for example, Caroline Stalker, and it would be the 21st of October. And then I'd flick through. 2 weeks later, Caroline Stalker, get in contact about RE9 set. 2 months later, Caroline Stalker, does she need to reorder? And then we got the incredible CRM tool. So if you go on your dashboard, those of you might have seen this, it says right at the top, always CRM. And I love this. I'm using it more and more and more and more and more. Just click on that and it will show you, hang on a minute, what to do. So here's a video. You click on my to-do list, scroll down, and you'll click on whoever it is that's made an order purchase, is that right? And there's loads of different options. It will tell you what they've purchased, the date that they've purchased, and whether you want to email them or message them. It's entirely your choice, but it tells you what they purchased, when they purchased it, and it also gives you a message template, which I use loads now. So you need to, this is a whole other training, but if you're not sure how to use CRM, ask your sponsor and upline. Another way to check what your clients have ordered. Now, Fiona, for example, had, what did you have when you went area? Over 400 preferred clients. I mean, could you imagine trying to stay on top of that? You would not know who was ordering what at any time. This is where CRM would come in. I, at the time, had 90 preferred clients, all reordering every 2 months. It's incredible, but there's no way I would ever remember what they're ordering. So another way you can do is go back to your dashboard. And if you're new, please don't worry too much about this. Just go back to the units and rewatch the videos that are in there. It's saying my internet is unstable. Can you still hear me? Okay. So here you click on My Team, click on Orders, and then change this to Central District. Press the month that you're looking for. Then you press Search, and it will bring up everybody who has ordered from you in your Central District. You can then click on the green order reference number, and straight away it pings up exactly what they ordered. It's so clever. Hang on a minute, you'll see it in a second. And then that's when you can make the message personal. So, hi Lucy, how is your hand wash going? Have you noticed that your hands aren't drying out anymore? Mine were terrible in the winter. They used to crack and bleed, and ever since I've started using this, they don't. Just make it personal to them. Okay, another thing that I love to do with my clients is at Christmas. Now, this is what I call my hangover cure, but in AAC, I was told I was absolutely not allowed to call it this because we are not medically trained. However, in my house, it's a hangover cure. So to all my clients, whether they're consumer consultants or preferred clients, I get a Christmas card. I pop a fizz stick and a hydration together. If you've not tried this with a hangover, you have to try it. Mix it in a big Arbonne bottle, and it makes you feel so much better the next day. And my clients love it. The first year, I can't remember what website it was on, but I made these pre-made Christmas cards already printed out and just said, lots of love, Carol. Some people send 30% off vouchers, whatever it is, but that personal touch is so uncommon these days that people absolutely love being looked after and nurtured. So Christmas cards and birthday cards especially. For those of you that aren't into paper and cards anymore, I'm more and more on WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger. Click on there. Sometimes I sing a little happy birthday, depending on how well I know them, which they think is hilarious, or massive emojis or gifts, but just remember people and make them feel special. Okay, this is an example that I used because some of you think, oh, I don't want to pester people. You know, how many times do you follow up with somebody? This was a screenshot from my phone. So a year ago, we ordered a Domino's pizza. It was disgusting, but the kids thought it was Christmas. So we ordered a Domino's pizza, and every single month, it's not even, there's the 30th of May, the 1st of June, the 7th of June, the 11th of June, the 25th of June, the 9th of July, Domino's send me a discount code. And I don't take offense to this. I don't kind of go, oh my God, I wish Domino's would stop messaging me. I kind of go, oh, what's on offer this week? No, I'm not going to have one. But the main point about this is when I do need to order pizza, Domino's will be the people that I think of because they're consistently there, telling me that they're there and giving me offers. Boden was another example. I don't know if any of you have bought from Boden, and actually on stage my dress was from Boden, because they send me a catalogue every single month through the post, every month. So these are my catalogues here, and I love them. I have a flick through, I section bits off. I don't buy anything usually, but when I want to buy a dress or a smart dress that makes me feel special, I contact Boden. And you'll see here, there's one in the middle that says 20% off. Actually, they always have 20% off. Sometimes they'll send a 10% off. Sometimes they'll send a 30% off. That makes me want to shop with them because they're giving me a discount. They're making me feel like, oh, this is someone that I need to be with. Okay, this is my client page. Completely lost track here. And in my client page, it's all about exposures to, let me just get to the right bit. Yeah, okay. Also, you need to be a product of the product. People in my team, I bang on and on and on and on and on about this. You cannot be running a business if you're not trying the products. Now, I understand a lot of you can't just go out and buy all the products because it's very costly. But also at the same time, an example, and because I came from a franchise, was when I bought my baby signing franchise, that was a £2,500. I then needed those click-in mats for the floor. I needed, I think Caroline can correct me, I think it's 36 I used to use, massive click-in, you know, the foam jigsaw mats, so that it was soft for the babies to crawl on. I then had to buy 20 maracas. I had to buy 20 bells. I had to buy 20 pom-poms. I had to buy 20, like there was so much stuff I had to buy to run that class. And when I was buying my products for the franchise, I knew, well, first of all, I didn't have the money. But I knew if I didn't have those items, I couldn't make money to run the business. And it's the same with Arbonne. If you're not being a product of the product, if you're not at least switching your household items when they're running out, buying them from your Arbonne shop, how can you authentically recommend to others? It's just quite difficult. So an example here, taking Domino's into account, we've actually been quite slack on this. We've not been posting. We need to get back on it. But every Friday night, me and my daughter would use the Rescue and Renew face mask. Now, if you have not used this, you need to, it's amazing. Pop it in the chat if you like the Rescue and Renew face mask. And we would do a Friday night selfie. Now, people in my client page would always comment, and especially if you can get your children into your social media, everybody loves it. And your algorithms go up loads. When it's just me, no one really likes it that much. But as soon as I get my kids in, woo, they're there. So I posted one of me and Clara the other day and it had over 85 likes. It was just so funny because Clara was in it. People didn't mind liking it, you know, my normal friends. So post on your social media or on your private client page, because the people in my page, even though they're not looking for a face mask, when they are, they'll think of Arbonne. Also client testimonials, so get them in there to start posting what they like, and I run competitions. So I say, for everybody that can post a testimony in my page, you will be put into the prize draw to win this bundle of products. Now, again, Best are the Best Ethical Standards team said, I can't really do this, that it should be, what did they say? Anyway, if it's in your private group, it's fine. Just don't do it publicly. But they basically said if they can recommend products, and then it was something else. I'll have to remember and pop it in there. Point being here is my clients start recommending to each other. This is where the sponsoring comes, because this lady here, Susie Richards, Susie is beautiful, and I've been a 9 out of 10 to start the business for about a year. She continuously recommends to other people in my page. It's just fear at the moment. And there's lots of other people who are already recommending to each other, but not getting paid for it. So to finish this part of the training, which was a quote from Petter Morg, our founder, which is, Arbonne is a place where ordinary people do extraordinary things every day to enhance not only their lives, but also the lives of so many others. The main point of this is make people feel special every day on a day-to-day basis. However that might be, you need to find a natural way to make people feel wanted, feel happy, feel special, and feel healthy, because it just goes back to those shops that you guys like to go in, or the restaurants that you continuously revisit, or the pubs. There's a reason why you go back time and time again. It's not because they're a nuisance and they're being a pest just asking you to come and eat there. Something else has happened for you to want to go back. And it's the same with Arbonne. Whoever you're looking at, joining your team, or you want to do business with, you need to build if you haven't got the relationship with them, you need to build the relationship somehow, which will take time. And then it builds the trust for them to want to come back and join you in business. So that's that part finished with first. I can't see the chat. Can I see the chat? Oh no, I can't see it. Oh yeah, I can. Okay, that's fine. So as I said before, I've had so far 10 of my clients join me in business. They were using the products first, they were doing testimonies on my page, and then when I kind of had a serious conversation with them, asking them, look, have you thought about doing this as a business? They're kind of like, why not? And it was quite an easy process. But also, by treating your clients nicely and making people feel special, it's a word of mouth business. So they will talk to other people about how incredible you are. And those people in their network may be looking for what we have to offer. So just think about your body language on a day-to-day basis. Think about what your face looks like on a day-to-day basis. Some of us have natural, chirpy, happy faces, and other people don't. You need to work on that, because you might be the loveliest, well, you are because you're doing Arbonne, the loveliest person in the world, but if you have that, there's a rude quote, I don't know what it's called, I can't say it, but if you have that look that you, someone putting in the chat, I'm gonna have a look, if you don't have that lovely look on your face, then people, yeah, thank you, Rachel. Resting bitch face, then people won't know how nice you are. Okay, so you need to look at yourself in the mirror, look at how you are looking on a day-to-day basis, and then work on that. Oh, it's not letting me go. Okay, October offers. So there are so many incredible offers happening in October where you can be working with your clients and working with your prospects to help get people starting a business. So this is, at a glance, this month's incentive and promotion boosters. If you've never seen this before, it's all on the source. It's an absolutely incredible tool. And I'm going to talk about these one by one in a minute. So first of all, we've got the best of the best clean swap box. Now this, for anybody that's not even using Arbonne yet, is the best thing ever, because we are branded #1 for healthy living inside and out. And if you want to help someone get healthy living inside and out, then this clean swap box is the best, because inside it you have the nutrition and then you have the RE9. I'm going to talk about this more in depth in a minute. We then have free consultant sign up with a qualifying order. Again, when I started my franchise, I paid a couple of £1,000. I was only allowed to work in 5 postcodes. I wasn't allowed to work outside those 5 postcodes. If I wanted to leave that job within 5 years, I had to pay them more money to get out. I mean, really, when I look back on it now, it was bad. In Arbonne, for a qualifying order, you can have your free global online business. And the only risk you have after a couple of months, if you think, actually, this is not for me, is you'll still be using the products because you love them. You will have made some friends because everybody's lovely that does Arbonne, and you will have made a bit of money, and that is it. It's a no-brainer. So keep this simple with your prospects. Don't over complicate things. Just explain it as simple as you possibly can that they need to do this business. Also, preferred clients. If someone's thinking, well, no, I just don't think the business is for me, that's fine. But to get a preferred client account, again, this month, it's free. We have forget the Build Your Way to Nation unless you're a VP. And we have the Ready in 5 makeup set. Again, it works out so cheaply. I don't know if that's the word. Cheaply, is that word? Cheap. If you've got friends and family who are still not using any products, the Ready in 5 makeup set is a no-brainer. And also for early teens or young children for Christmas presents. And the auto ship product of the month, it says RE9 Advanced Eye Cream. I don't know why I thought it was tea, but pop it in the chat. I can't see the chat. Let me look. Yeah, I'll read it at the end. Okay, next. Oh, I'm going to minimize this because I can't see. So these are the sign-up fees. You all must be fully aware of this. So in October, to get a free consultant account, the order has to be 150 QV or more. And for a preferred client, it has to be £100 SRP. So this is at checkout before the discount. They are no-brainers, and just help people. If someone signs up, or if someone helps someone get a preferred client account or a consultant account in my success line, and I can see that they haven't done 150 QV and there's only one so far this month, it gives me palpitations, especially, you know, as a consultant, they get a free gift up to the value of £75. So sometimes it's worth just saying, well, do you know what, add a water bottle in and a lip balm, or because the water bottle is free advertising. Or just help them get over that 150 QV mark so that they get the free product. Ooh. Okay, let's talk about the best of the best. So Arbonne, some people were wondering why it's vanilla protein and why it's pomegranate fizz sticks, because they researched and vanilla is the most popular flavor. And pomegranate is the most popular flavor. Now, for anybody looking to get healthy inside and out, this is what you need to be helping people get their hands on this month. The box looks beautiful. It's so well wrapped. It's so, you know, it's just so higher end. It would make an amazing Christmas present, birthday present, or anybody looking to start a business. This is amazing as a starter pack, because they can start with the vanilla, the fizz sticks, and the Digestion Plus, and then they can use the serum, night cream, and facial cleanser, and then they get a free product from the Pick Me free gift list and free shipping. So that's that one. Ooh. We then have Ready in 5 makeup set. And can I just say, this is not normal to have so many offers on in 1 month. It's not normal. So Arbonne are on our side, and all of you going for promotions for the next level or striving to get into qualification for the next level, Arbonne are setting these up to help you. So you must be advertising them day after day after day after day after day. People need 7 to 10 exposures of something before they even start thinking about it. So please don't think you're pestering, because you're not. Think of Domino's Pizza, who contact me. Are all these just for October? Yep, just for October. Domino's Pizza, who contact me continuously week after week after week after week after week. That's the way to do it. Boden catalogs are, I think it's not just 1 a month, 2 a month, month after month after month. If you're on Instagram or Facebook, you need to be advertising these day after day after day after day. Just by doing an Insta story once or twice a month, people are not going to buy your set. You need to be doing the stories, you need to be advertising, and then you need to be private voice messaging them, asking them if they'll take a look. Now, this set is only 125 QV. So for example, to get over that 150 QV mark, to help them get the free gift if they're going to be an independent consultant, just help them add a few bits. So with mine, I've been advertising a water bottle and lip balm to stay hydrated during the winter. Caroline was talking, she was advertising a Botaniques body wash and something else. You can tailor it to them, but try and get them over the 150 QV mark to get that free order for them. Free gift even. And then there's another one. This is the self tanner. Again, this month, you won't see this again. There are so many incredible offers. So for a consultant, this is only £48. For a PC, it's £60. And if you have not tried this self tanner, you have to try it. I am a tanner. I've got tannerexia. Like, I hold my hand up now. And I love this self tanner. It's different to everything else out there. Most self tanners, you need to shower and get rid of all your moisture and then apply it. With Arbonne, you need to be moisturized before you apply it. So there's a free mitt here. And what I saw a couple of people doing on Facebook and Instagram is mixing them both. So apply the serum and then the self tanner onto the mitt, and then mix it all over your body for a gradual tan. But again, such incredible deals. Tannerexia, tannerobic. That's me. And then here again, this is all on the source. These are social media ideas. Now we've already done the 4th and the 13th, but on the 26th of October, did you know it was National Pumpkin Day? Hashtag, 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 just get on social media, drop a pumpkin. They can still do it in November, whatever way you need to, just use the hashtags. And then on the 28th, it's National Chocolate Day. Advertise the chocolate protein. You can get all different ideas on chocolate healthy snacks, hashtag it all over it, and then Halloween. And then again, it says October happenings, what is going on, best of the best clean swap box, free IC and PC sign up. And then it gives you post ideas as well. The new Biohydria range, 4th of October was Smile Day, we've done that. We love our pets, don't test on them. There's so many ideas on the source for you to help get the word out there about the products, about everything you're doing. I'm going to stop share because I hate not being able to see the full screen, and then I'll carry on. Oh, I can see everyone again. So have I covered all that? Hang on. Yeah. Okay, so you might have heard all this and thought, right, what's this got to do with sponsoring? So we have so many offers this month, which are reasons for you to reach out to people to help them start a business. People are, where on the source is that? Digital Toolkit was all the images. Just click on, what's it called this month? Trending this month, and everything is on there. It's so, so good. So we have so many reasons to reach out to people, and lots of times people kind of overcomplicate the business. Now today I got this notification saying your average daily online time was 2 hours 30 last week, and I was like, and then it flashed away, it came up on my phone, and I don't know how to get it back. But I thought, oh my gosh, I'm running a global online business and I only spent 2.5 hours a day online, and I'm getting paid like a substantial amount of money for this. How many people are online browsing the internet, browsing Facebook, browsing Instagram, depressed with their life, probably 4 or 5 hours a day, and they're not getting paid? So use the offers as a reason to reach out. The Clean Swap box, I can't recommend enough. Private message, voice message, just be brave. Go back to A on your Facebook Messenger and just say, hi, how are you? Always find a reason to talk to them. So it could be, how was Malta? The holiday photos looked amazing. Change the beginning of each message. I've never ever been blocked on Facebook because I tailor every single message, which takes longer, but I'm not spamming out. I'm personally messaging them and ask them if they'll try the Clean Swap box. If they say no, would you like to try some makeup? If they say no, would you like to try our new self tanner? You know how white you get in the winter. There are so many different reasons to reach out to people, and because you're being that lovely, genuine, nice, people building person that I said at the beginning. And if you're not, start being that person. And if you're not sure how, read the book How to Win Friends and Influence People as a Start. And I don't know if anyone's got any other book suggestions, but we'd love to hear them. People will warm to you and people will recommend out to you. I've got Faye on here, who only started the business last week, and Faye was always in the back of my mind. So the reason I know Faye is because a very good friend of mine, oh, she's up on the right hand corner, I couldn't find you. The reason, my good friend of mine, Claire, who I used to work with, oh my gosh, like 20 years ago, that's really bad. 20 years ago, we used to fly together, and her family was so lovely. They were the first family that kind of welcomed me into their home. And I never forget saying to mum and dad, oh, they have cheese and biscuits like you, and it's so nice, because I was so homesick. And then anyway, Faye moved to Australia. I kept in contact. No, Faye did not move to Australia. Claire moved to Australia. I kept in contact with Claire because I genuinely do keep in contact whenever I can. And it just so happened Claire came back to the UK recently, was chatting to her sister-in-law, Faye. Faye was looking for a business and Claire recommended Faye to me. Now Faye is literally going to storm right up to national vice president level and beyond. But because I have that relationship with other people, people are recommending them back. So just try and be open and be nice and be kind, but overly kind to everybody. And it takes time, but people will start coming back to you. A couple of things before I open it up to questions, I think it's really important, some people have them, is if you are sponsoring at any point in the month, if someone contacts you, just for example, on the 30th of October and says, I'm in, I'm ready, what you do is you say, let's go. And on the 30th of October, you get them started, okay? You don't ever, 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 ever say, oh, well, let's wait till November, because whatever you do will duplicate through your organization. And from day one, what you are doing with your team, you are teaching them what to do with their team. So if someone says they're ready, you get them signed up there and then. Also with QV and orders, you know, if someone on the 31st of October, for example, if you've got a goal and you're way, way, way off your goal and someone's got this huge order that they want to place, you put it through on the 31st of October. You put every single QV in that month. Anyone in my team knows I am up until midnight on the last day of the month, regardless of whether I've got orders or not, because I'm ready to push everything through that month, because I also have an upline who has an upline who has an upline, and I make a difference in other people's lives. I would never hold anything back until the next month because it suited me better or them better. You push it all through, and I'm quite passionate about that. So I want to open it up for questions. I'm not quite sure how to do this, but if anybody's got any question about anything I've said, just unmute maybe. I don't know.
I'm just going to say, Carol, while people are thinking of what to ask you, by the way, that was incredible. You were just such a beautiful person. You're just so likable. Like if I had never heard about Arbonne and you were the person who came to me, I would say yes, I wouldn't hesitate. I would be honored that you would invite me to be your business partner. But there was a question here from Catherine Scully about when you said about your self-tanner. She said, Carol, when you say try it, do you mean you're loaning it them for 3 days or you buy it to try it?
No, but buy it. 45-day money back guarantee. Buy it. Yeah, self-tanner, if someone's near me, then yeah, they can try it. Yeah, obviously, yeah, they can always try it. But I don't trial I do loads of gold bags, loads and loads and loads of gold bags, but I don't always. If anyone's in conversations with me, for example, I've reached out to them about the self-tanner, I won't talk about a trial unless they're showing signs of not sure. You know, if they're all in, then buy it. And there's always a 45-day money back guarantee. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, that's great, because I agree, because there's certain products, it's not really for trialing. Yes, the skincare range and stuff like that, but there are certain products as well that, you know, I would give it to them and like they could buy it, and then you're right. So okay, so somebody's saying is a gold bag where you loan products to someone. Do you want to explain the bag system?
Yeah, so I have a set, two sets of everything. So I've got 2 Calms, 2 Clear Futures, 2 still can't say that, Biohydria, 2 RE9s, 2 RE9 brightenings. And the reason why is because I believe it's in the business age, you've got like the little it doesn't matter if it's a gold bag or a blue bag or a green bag, it's just an Arbonne bag. But I believe the reason why it's called a gold bag is it's like a pot of gold. I don't know, is that why, Fiona? I'm not quite sure. So for example, this week I'm away Monday to Friday. I got everything out, and that was where, regardless if people had contacted me or not, I like collared my friends by the throat. I didn't, but basically said, you haven't tried the Biohydra range, have you? No. Right, have it for 5 days. This is how you use it. Please, will you just post in my client group how you're feeling afterwards? So yeah, they're full size products, but I tailor them to each person. So if someone's got very sensitive skin, especially people with sensitive skin, actually, they're always very, very wary to try a different product, quite rightly so, because they're worried that they're going to react. So lend them a whole bag of the Calm range. I also pop a fizz stick in when we used to have the little primers, and just let them try it. And people that live far away, if they're within an hour and a half, I do drive, because I'll have a meeting with them. I explain the business, I leave them the products, and then I come back in 3 days' time. I find face-to-face a lot more effective, and get the laptop out and sign them up as a preferred client or a consultant there and then. But yeah, if they live far away, then pop them in the post.
And I think you're right. I like what you say about you can mix and match, you know, because the product's synergistically. So find out that person's need, and then they can trial. Let's say if they have they are sort of like in their 40s, but they still have oily skin, you can synergistically give them a mix and match from other ranges. It doesn't have to be specifically one. So listen in to the person who you're going to give the products to trial. And I love saying to people, when you go online, you can't buy Arbonne from anyone. You need to buy Arbonne from a consultant that is going to give you a personal service. So the best recommendation of products for your skin. So and I love that. And as well, what you said, Carol, about going back to people who haven't trialed the Biohydria, wrap your tongue around that, range yet. So it's a great way to follow up from when the new ranges are launched, like the skin, the hair care or whatever, to say, have you trialed this yet? And if they haven't, trial it and see what you think. I love your feedback, because you're keeping that involvement all the time. And who doesn't like to trial products for free? You become a special VIP, right?
It's like, imagine Boden said to me, listen, we're going to send you this blue dress. Can you just wear it for a couple of days and tell me what you think? And then I felt incredible. When I have to give the dress back, I'd buy it, you know, and it's the same with the gold bags. But also my RE9 clients are reluctant to try the Biohydria range, and I've been forcing it on them. And then the messages I'm getting back are, oh, for God's sake, I'm going to have to buy this too now, aren't I? My skin's incredible. And I'm teaching them how to layer and combine. And if you've not tried it, you've got to try it. It's so good. Really, really good.
Yeah, exactly. And I just want to say quickly as well, I'm visiting my mom in Scotland for a week. So I've bought 10 Calm sachet samples, tester samples, 20 of the RE9. And I've also bought, I can't remember the other one. Anyway, so I've now got 40 samples to give to 40 people while I'm here for a week, because I'm not going to be able to pick these gold bags up or whatever. So, but they're still going to trial the products, and I get to follow up. So when I'm out and about. So again, you know, if you're thinking, if you want to pick up the pace when you're not physically going to be geographically there, give out these tester samples for people as well.
Yeah.
Any questions, guys?
I think there's so many offers on this month. Arbonne are doing it Arbonne are so clever, so clever. And I can't get it across the way I want to, but what I'm trying to say is use the offers to help people either become a preferred client or become a business, because that's why they're there. And Arbonne have done the research, and the reason why they've put them out there is because they know that that's why people will get an Arbonne, a business account or a preferred client account, especially your friends and family. If you've got people who have no idea where to start, the Clean Swap box is a no-brainer with a 45-day money-back guarantee. So just go and help people get healthier.
Yeah. And also, I just want to say about going back to those handouts. I remember when I first started, they were called these are your busy bees. So these employees, you don't answer you back, you don't give them pension or a wage. If they're sat on your shelves, your products are collecting dust, then they're not working for you. Okay, you need to get them in front of people, in people's hands, because we say the product sells itself. Okay, you're a product of the product, and also if then you can talk to you blue in the face, but unless people are actually putting the product on the skin and try, they'll never know how good they are. And once they get, how good they are, because I've had people buy the primer off me for 10 plus years because they love, the products are so good. Anything else to wrap up? If there's no questions, Rachel's loving the Arbonne Instagram post. You're really good at that, Carol, I must admit. And being in your client group for so long and now doing the business, that is brilliant. Like, that is what you want. People who, this business is all about timing. Okay, you can't push somebody one way or the other. It has to be right for them. When they're ready, they will say yes. And if you've made somebody always feel comfortable and always respected with grace and dignity and honor, then you know what? Why it makes them like you even more, right? Because you're just there all the time, a rock. That's what you are. You're solid and you're decent. You're somebody who's genuine, and people like attracts like Carol said at the beginning. You know what, you're gonna follow and you're gonna join the people you like. So it is, what kind of person were you before you joined Arbonne? Because sometimes if you don't like your team, take a look in the mirror, and it may not be what you like, but sometimes there are things there for you to change. Okay, that is true sometimes as well. We might not like to hear that, but you know what is showing up in your life is reflecting something in there. So it's, that personal development is going to keep you going through the good and the bad times. Okay, a question from Elizabeth. I don't know, I'll read this out for you, Carol, if you can see the chat or not. What would you recommend if you're temporarily limited with having enough products to be a product of the product to be able to recommend authentically? That's a good question.
Just tell the truth. Like, just all you can do is tell the truth. Just whatever you're using, recommend. But obviously, if someone asks you what something's like, then you just say, I haven't tried that yet, but I've heard, and then try and find different testimonies from other people, I suppose. It's almost like when I used to do my one-to-ones at the beginning, I was rubbish. And when it got to the levels of compensation, district manager, area manager, regional vice president, national vice president, and I was a DM, people would say, okay, so what level are you at? And I would sit there hand on heart and say, I'm a district manager, but I will be a region by December 2018. And that's what I'd always said. And people believed me, they really, because I was telling the truth. So even if you haven't used the products and someone says, what's the self tanner like? Just say, I haven't used it yet, but I've heard it's the best on the market. Because I'm telling you now, it's the best on the market. And just find testimonies from wherever you need to. I think that's what I would do anyway.
Yeah. I agree. Caroline's saying host lots of events to get your free products every time, plus your 65 to 25 discount products. I did 8 events in 6 weeks at the start. I love that. And you're right, Carol. Just be honest, guys. We're all about transparency. Be authentic. Tell the truth. If you haven't used a product yet, that's okay. You know what? Then say, look, I've heard, and send them videos and testimonials, and, because people buy people. And I tell you what, when you tell the truth, whoa, respect goes off the scale. People like, genuinely, you're a salesperson and you're telling me the truth. I tell you, that is so refreshing to hear. And I would say that, I'd say when people ask me questions about the deodorant, I'd have to go, well, I'm smelly. I'm a really smelly person, so it doesn't actually work on me. However, I know most people it does work on. And I remember talking about this at a road trip when I did back in 2014. And in Glasgow, I had people say, we can put the gelée under your arm. And back then, they like the foot cream and the deodorant. And then Danny Wells goes, no, don't just do 1, 2. You need to be like 20 times like a monkey, like that. And actually, that's what I do now, and I don't smell. So I can recommend the gelée or using it like a monkey. And because I couldn't say I didn't smell if I didn't smell, sorry. And people like really like, whoa, that is so refreshing to hear. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, people stink in Arbonne. I use it like a monkey.
Right, we're going to wrap up. We have 4 minutes left before the 9 p.m. Zoom call. Carol, that was incredible. She's so gorgeous, isn't she? She's so calm and dignified, and you just went through that. Everybody understood that. I was so when we talked about this training, and Carol's on holiday, and she's like, look, I'm just going to say yes and figure out reception, and it's all worked a treat. And I love the fact that we got to hear your AAC training again, because at the time on the stage, it was so profound for me, because she was giving us facts and details, talk about the CRM and how she makes her business work, and it is working. So thank you very much, Carol. So proud of you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and really looking forward to your direct Regional Vice President, Caroline, doing our 9 p.m. Zoom call in all of 4 minutes. Lots of love. Thank you, guys.